Hey, this is Dave and Rich again from HouseBarons.com. Today we're going to show you how to change out a bathroom exhaust fan.
First thing we want to do, I took of course got the cover all off. Now we want to take out the electric, and this is all controlled by your light switch. And so you can see it's on and it's off there. So we're going to disconnect this. But if you wanted to just replace this motor, you could, but you can see ours is pretty ratty. So we're going to unplug that. And the light actually plugged into this one. We're unplugging this, and this is the power for the motor. And now we have to get this box out of here. Right. Well, we can see with this flashlight that I can see the screws. This is probably a new construction piece. So there's two plates. All those are nailed on. So there's a 2x4 running this way, and there's nail plates that come off this, and they're nailed that way. And so I may have to cut those with a Sawzall. All right, got a pair of channel locks, and this is just a thin metal box that we're not keeping, obviously. So I just gotta do the damage I can. Yeah, there's the nail plate right there. And it looks like that's the only place. So we may have to use the Sawzall on it after I bend this up a bit. What I'm looking at is there's a nail plate right there, and then there's one right there. So that's what's holding this whole thing in. Everything else is fairly flimsy. Because we know that the nailing plates are on this side, I just go ahead and put this 2x4 up here, and this easy bar against the 2x4, and I can pull and pry those nails off because I got to get that loose. So I'm prying off the nail side. I'm going to do that on both of these sides. Or by prying the back away from the mounting stud, I expose the nail. So I'm going to take the Sawzall and give it a little quick cut and cut the back sides of those nails. It's pretty quick work. It's got a metal blade in it. We've got a video on our Sawzall. If you're not familiar with these tools, but they're wonderful. Okay, so we've just taken the whole box and moved it that direction, and that exposes the vent and the power wire. So I want to test that power wire. There's the vent duct, and here's the power wire right there. We want to get a hold of that and make sure that that's not hot. This is our fluke tester, and you just press the button and it turns it on, and then it's searching for anything that's hot. I've got the power. Well, let's turn it on here. And see, now it's hot. You can see it red? Okay, so it's hot there now. We'll turn it off at the box. It's probably a smarter idea to just turn it off at your fuse panel, and then you're going to be safe. All right, so I've got this metal ductwork that goes into the bathroom exhaust has to be disconnected because it's all one piece now. So I got to make smaller pieces so I can get it through this hole. Once I can disconnect the ductwork, I can pull the exhaust fan down and disconnect the electrical. And then there's one more up here, and it's really tough to get to. It's at the top. And if you had access, like if you had attic access to your fan housing, you'd be in a lot better shape. but we do not. So we gotta do it the hard way. All right, so that disconnected the duct. Now I need to disconnect the wiring. All right, we have no power going to the wires, so I'm gonna just cut them from here.
It like changes.
Okay. All right, so that's a very old bathroom fan that needs to go. All right, here's the fan that we bought. It's a vent fan with LED lights because the fan itself is alone the lights for that bathroom. So we are Amazon affiliates. If you like this light, you can grab it on Amazon. Just click the link in the description below. So here's our new fan housing, and already I managed to break the globe with this. So if you get this one, be very careful the way they package it. The globe just went from here to there, and it's, it comes down here, just touched the floor, and that's the end of that. It split it really well. Seems like it's a lot more intuitive. Cutting the white wires, we're going to wire all the white wires together, and then we've got a black for the fan and a black for the light. The grounds are already wired together. Right, the fan box has a little cover plate, and we're gonna bring all the wires out of the fan box to connect them, and then we'll push them back into the fan box housing when we're done. This is the cavity that we have for our fan, and we've got a screw, that screw right there, it's kind of, they're hidden. That screw right there, and this screw right there. Screw heads are just barely out so that we can go ahead and hang that right there and that right there on the stud, and that will help us. That's going to hold the fan box in place. It's a tight space and you need 3 hands, so Rich is holding this up for me while we connect the wires. We have our neutrals together, and this is to the light. They all have little tags on them, if you can see those tags, and they'll say light connection or fan connection on them. And we're gonna do black to black for the light. Yeah, you can hold this. We'll do black to black, and they have these push connectors on here, which I'm not a super big fan, but they're awful easy. And then we'll do red, which is our other switch, because this is on a 2-switch connection. And that's to our fan. And then all we have left is the ground. And then the ground gets connected in there, and we're good. Okay, before I've got the electric connected. Before I hook up the ductwork, I just want to put this up here, rest it, and then we're going to turn the switches on, turn the electric on, turn the switches on, and see if it works, and make sure everything's cool. We got the power to the circuit on, so now we're going to hit the switches and see how we do. I believe this is going to be the fan. Got fan. This should be, oh, the light, the light's something that we plug in later, so I guess if the fan works, we're going to gamble. And if the worst thing that can happen is you put it all together and have to take it apart again. And we've done that before in projects. And so we've already got this is already connected to our pipe up here, so that's something you have to get done first. And then these two match, they're both 4 inches, but it's such a tight fit that you just got to wrangle it a little bit till it goes on. And I dry fitted this and it worked, but it was not easy. All right, so here's how we're going to do this. We got the little plastic piece off, and now we'll just pull the duct over it. There you go. Yeah, and this flexible ducting is made just for this. You're not supposed to use this stuff with dryer vents, just in case you were wondering. But now we're going to go ahead and back this up a little bit. This foil tape is really sticky, but it does the job perfectly. Inside this, there are 2 tabs. Right there, my fingers touching one. And so when we slide this on here, it's gonna buckle in. Yeah, you'll find out when you're doing this, it's all about needing tons of hands. Ay, ay, ay.
You want me to hold it up there?
There we go, I think I got it now. Ready? There, locked on. All right, so now we're gonna take these tabs right here, hook them on the screws that are already installed, and then so you pre-measure from the bottom to that hole there, and sink your screws in the stud that you're gonna mount this on in advance, and then you're good to go. And the one problem with doing working on existing construction or old construction, the one problem with that is everything's a tight space. But you can see it pulled onto those screws rather nicely. And now you can see that we've got a big gap here. Our other fan was a little bigger, but the light that we have here is really nice size, so it's going to cover all those gaps. So that's another consideration you might want to look for when you're purchasing an exhaust fan. All right, so the fan's working in place real nicely. And now all that's left is there's the outlet or the receptacle that's going to receive the male counterpart to the wiring for the light globe. And that will plug that in there and then mount the light on here and we're good to go. There we go, it snapped. And so it's in, there you go. There we go, so that's good. All that's left is to mount it onto with the wing nets on those posts right there. Our fixture's in. We got a little bit of a patch we got to do right there and then this corner, but otherwise it's pretty well covered. So we'll put the light bulbs in and give it a try. If you're looking for a light and exhaust fan combo like this one, we'll have a link in our description below. We're Amazon affiliates and you can grab it on Amazon. We have light and we have fan. It needs a globe. And shout out to the company. When we first bought this, we bought one like this and I dropped the globe. It's just on the floor. It was a mistake. So Utilitech let us return that one that I broke and get a new one from the store, which was way cool. So yeah, I'd buy something from them again. And when we put this the globe on, remember it's really fragile. It has a smooth slot here and then a channel, and they're all the same that way. Smooth slot and channel, and so you basically put the globe on and turn it, and that locks it in. And so we just line that smooth spot up with these tabs here, and they stick out, and they're going to slide into the channel. And that's it. And there's an open and close tag on the light to help you remember that. All right, there's a lot of different parts in this light. If I skipped over something that didn't make sense, go ahead and ask us a question. We'll be happy to answer it. Just leave it in the comment section below. And if you got anything out of this video, just go ahead and like it. It helps us out as a channel and we really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye.